Pisces, welcome to your Astroflower reading for the month of February. We're going to be going through the Astroflower for the month using the petal system and the 4-tiered petal system. So first week, second week, third week, fourth week. But also at the same time, we'll be reading in how it's affecting your spiritual path on this side and your material path on this side, and connecting to your guides, how your guides can actually help you and helping you, influencing you upon your path, and the universe influencing you upon your path. If you don't know anything about the Astroflower, it is a new concept. You'll find in the description below loads of links where you can go and explore. We've got books, but primarily as well, go and have a look at those introduction series into the Astroflower. It help you to understand these readings a little bit better, of how we do things here on this channel. Also, you'll find a link to our sister channel called Cymatic TV, where we do energy updates and other videos such as interviews and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, once you've done all of that, once you've just run around the entire world and done all of that, you can come here and subscribe and click that bell, because we need your support. Yeah, be nice to have it. It's only going to cost you a click. It's not going to actually cost you anything. Just click that subscription. It'll help us out really well. Anyway, let's get on to your February reading for 2022. Pisces, that's what's going on. So February, it's the start of the Pisces season. February. So for those who got their birthdays at the beginning of February, happy birthday to you. It's also a period where you're going to be in the last month of your autumn before you move into your winter, just after your birthday. If you want to know about that, please go and see the introduction videos. But just briefly, it's a moment to look over the past year and what you experienced emotionally, spiritually, mentally, what you don't want to experience anymore, what you do want to experience in the future, what you want to start totally new in the future. That's the moment. So it's a moment of reflection. So it'd be interesting to see what actually comes out in this reading here and see if it keys in with the 2022. So there you go, choices already on the spiritual sort of front. And, you know, actually coming out with a very nice solid Queen of Pentacles on that sort of front, with the Knight of Pentacles ready to start that journey, ready to plant those seeds for your winter period. Yeah, so a little bit of disappointment, but that might not be disappointment, maybe the case of the universe giving you a heads up on a situation. It's playing definitely through, and I think they are giving you a heads up because they're certainly helping you out and across what could well be a tricky period. This is really good on the spiritual side. On the material side, it's very solid, which is nice, but not fraught with trials and tribulations, as it were. And I think this is because you're moving into that transitional sort of period at the moment. But there's a definite path coming in here, which something that you might have been experiencing over the past month, Pisces. And the universe is, so the universe is trying to help you out on that sort of front. Let's start on the spiritual sort of side, because it seems to be in a position where you've got a lot of choices. Naturally, really, there's no real choices in life. It's just what is evident that you should be doing, and taking the time out to actually, as I said, look at what you've done over the last year, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and just working through it. You know, saying I'd like to do more of that, less of that, and start that. You know, and if you're true to yourself, you could really be in a position, you could really settle that position of power physically, where you have that determination and strength to carry it through and see it through in the coming months before that. So that's in the first week. And you might have started a physical journey. You might have actually started a little bit too early, which the universe here, I think, is more sort of a case of sort of saying, don't run before you walk. Take time and take care of yourself so you don't get disappointed with your path, with the job that you're doing, with the project you're doing, with the new house you're buying, with those sort of things. Because the universe and your guides are going to help smooth over the things because you're still going through your autumn period. And they're asking you really to nurture any plans that you have already in place from the past year, and to nurture those ideas of physically putting them in place after your birthday. So this rite of passage here is bringing you through, sort of saying your karmic mission is to really start that journey. But before you can start that journey of, sowing the seeds in your field, you need to plough it first. You need that earth to rest as well. And that's probably what it's asking you to do. And if you do that and you go through that rite of passage, you will eliminate that conflict that seems to be within you this month of should I go, should I stay, should I go, should I stay. That's what it sort of seems like. It seems like you're going to be freeing yourself up emotionally on that side, but you might have ties to it physically, which may cause a bit of problems or complications more than anything else. And it might be causing that internal conflict that you might be having, within you. We all have them, those inner conflicts. So it's not a bad thing to have at all. In fact, it's a good thing to have, because it does expose those things. On here you've got someone who's striving for the fire. You've got someone who's fallen down, another one that's just even on their knees. And it's sort of teamwork, but competition. And you've got to be careful of that, because Pisces, you're very competitive. You want to win. You want to do things correct. You want to experience life fully and explosively, and maybe it might just be pulling you from pillar to post and just stretching you just a little bit too much. And you have to nurture those sort of plans as they come through. And you just have to be wary of the outside world. And what it's going to accumulate in is that Knight of Swords. So being a call to action, which I think is your birthdays. This is where it's starting in February. And it's right at the end of the month as well. So things really will be kicking off. And it will make March, certainly, right up to the middle of March, a really exciting time. It'd be interesting to see how the tarots are next month as well for you guys. And obviously you can see our weekly tarots on this channel as we do. So, a very classic end of year reading for before your birthday here. Let's have a look at clarification. Let's just see how the weeks feed into one another as we go through, and then we'll sort of see what that inner competition that you have. Maybe you're just being too hard with yourself, because on this path here, on the second week and the third week, so on the second week you got a rite of passage, and with that rite of passage will give you that space, because you don't have to concentrate on the physical side of life. Just let it flow out. You might be a little bit disappointed with working and stuff like that and want to do other things, but within your spirit, you've got those opportunities, those gifts from the universe, which your guides are trying to bring into you. And I think in the second week of this month, you will start seeing them appear. And if you stay strong and true to yourself, then you could be right off on a mission, when your birthday kicks in. And that could be in the beginning of March for a lot of you. So it's very interesting. Two sides of the coin here. The universe is sort of like offering you opportunities, and they're going to be coming in quite quickly. So it's a lot of think time, a lot of time that you should take for yourself. She's with herself. She's even got her eyes closed, I think. Maybe I'm just going blind. But I think she's got her eyes closed. She's contemplating. She's contemplating at the foot of the tree of knowledge. So this is this last month before your birthday. That's what it's all about. Let's see how it connects with their Knight of Swords. So it's reflecting to you. So it's getting you ready for that start of that journey after your birthday. Really good. But the strength, I think, is more case of patience there. Let's see what's happening on the material side. This is still the first week here and how it transitions into the second week. Queen of Swords. So being just and going with the flow. Yeah. And not getting emotionally tied up on the physical side of life. Because if you do, you could get very disappointed, and that could cause that inner conflict of kind of sort of saying, why did I fall for it again? It's because you're nice like that. That's why. So let's see how the universe feeds into that following week. And it's pointing you upwards again. Same thing. You're being really guided here. This is this whole rite of passage where you're going from one side to the other across an oceans, and you're being guided by your guides. And this is in the petal of your guides who try and organise your reality that is around you to create those coincidences and stuff like that. Let's see how this next one goes on. So patience leading into strength. And this is part of the strength. Having that lion side and you ready to roll, but at the same time being as docile as a lamb. And that's the realization, sort of saying there's loads of things coming in, gifts from the universe coming in. That's what that 8 of Wands is, up to the 9 of Cups. And it's the transition between the third week and the second week and the third week. You might have to be a little bit patient in the third week before it really kicks off. Yeah. Judgment, the liberation of one's soul. So in judgment, when you judge yourself, then after that, whatever you've done. It's been judged, and you can now move on and do something else and get judged again. This should be said. We're the judges of our own good selves. We're the only ones to see what we do with our hands. So we are the only ones who could really judge us. No one else can. You can't fool yourself. Can't run away from yourself. Let's see how the third week leads into the end of the month. 5 of Pentacles. On the spiritual side, that's a real turn up for the books, and that may have come from that inner conflict. And that's the strength card. It's asking you to be strong as you go through a moment which could be that difficult transition just before your birthday. And justice, with that judgment, being just about yourself, nurturing those plans for the which you have for the future. And if you're being just, that means you're going to be free, you're going to be clear in order to start that journey. And this is a paradigm change card for me at the moment. It's like you've realised that you might go through a realisation at the end of that third week of sort of saying, the world is not the same as it was, 2 years ago. But it's certainly not the same as it was 100 years ago. And the way we do business, the way we interact with other people, between people, has changed. And if you're invested in the old paradigm of way of doing things, you may start feeling like you're gradually being squeezed out. Let's see how it all sort of connects through that inner being from the lower section to the top section. Let's see what the connection is. Lovers. I think that's 3 times it's come out as a clarification card in that position already. And this seems to be this thread that's going through the humanity at the moment, to fall in love with yourself and heal yourself. Eliminate that inner conflict with your constant path, your consistent path that you're going to be going down, Pisces. And the Knight of Wands. I think this is the third time as well. That one's come up in that position. How mad's that? You know, and that's a Knight of Wands is a really good sort of, it's a fast energy in spits and spurts sometimes, but a fast energy that's got a beat to it. Very regular and consistent. Exactly what I was saying from this sort of side here. And there's that new journey that's coming up in March. That new adventure, that call to action. And you'll be off like a shot. Be interesting to see how it all sort of plays out, really. Let's hope the sun helps you out. And we'll see that in Cymatic TV just after this video has been released over on Cymatic TV, and seeing what's happening with the energy update there to see how that plays through into your month. It'll be very interesting. So there you go, Pisces. I hope you've taken a lot from it. I hope this has helped you out, giving you a little bit more sort of clarity on life. Please do subscribe and click that bell, etc. You can even like it if you want. Not a problem. Don't worry about it. Like it and even share it. Share this video with fellow Pisces. I think they'll all enjoy it. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.